All right, good evening, folks. Just waiting for a channel to go live, sitting around, waiting for the rain to come. A little bit chilly out, but just watching more stuff on the Kiely Rodni case. Boy, a lot of people upset. And yes, there's still some out there that are making videos that it's a big cover up. I don't know. Well, anything's possible, I guess. But man, oh man, what do you do? Where do we go from here? Is there more to life than YouTube? There's gotta be. There's gotta be a world out there that ain't ran by YouTube. But I checked my mail today, and by golly, what did they send me in the mail? Guitar Center. Sent me a new catalog. Boy, everything has gone up. Even the cheap guitars ain't cheap no more. Go figure. Unlock the door and turn down the light. Put some music on, soft and slow. Baby, we got no place to go. I hope you understand. Files on a coleslaw. Oh, flies. Get them flies off the coleslaw. I love coleslaw. Hello, how you doing? Hey, Johnny, just stopping in to say hi and hit that like button. Am at work. Have a great night. Flies on coleslaw. Thanks for stopping in and hitting that like. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Be safe. Be safe. You must be working graveyard shift. So it's almost 12:30 at night. Well, sir, my hat's off to you. I used to work a graveyard shift. I hated it. I hated it. At first, it was cool, but then it stank. Then it was bad. These were the bad times. So they did send me the new Guitar Center catalog that I'm looking at. I'm always looking for the new big deal, the cheapest guitar out. That's good. Well, I think the most cheapest guitar out right now is the Mitchell. 99 bucks. That is the cheapest guitar right now that is out. Big sale on Martin guitars at Guitar Center. Oh, God. For all that is holy. Ooh, man, I'm liking the new Guild. The new Guilds that look pretty dang nice. Cheap, too. 400 bucks for a Guild. That's a pretty good price. That is a pretty good price on a Guild. And I'm liking these new Mitchell guitars too. Ooh, Yamaha's got a new line now. That's cool. Guitar Center always sends me this stuff at the wrong time. Ooh, Washburn has a new acoustic out. Gets started 149 bucks only. With electronics. I like that. An electric acoustic for 149 bucks. Washburn. I've had a couple Washburns in my life. Let's see what else Guitar Center's got going. I was kind of shocked. I haven't bought nothing from Guitar Center in a long time. When I got home today and checked the mail, sure crap, there was the Boss Katana is on sale for 279 bucks. That's a good price. I hear them Boss Katanas really sound great. All right, now we're getting into the effects pedals. Boy, the effects pedals have skyrocketed in price. I think the cheapest pedals out right now are the MXRs. There's a sale on mics, $69 for 2 condenser mics. That comes with a case. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. Let's see what we got new in the interfaces. I'm always looking for the new greatest deal. And in order to get a good sound, you need a good mic and you need a good interface. Honey, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about it all day. Yep. Oh, they got these ukuleles for $35. That's a good price. Well, you guitar people, be on the lookout for the Guitar Center Limitless Guitar-thon in your mailbox soon. All right, so what are we seeing on YouTube with the Kiely Rodni case? Is people just are flabbergasted at what they're seeing now, which a lot of people did come out and say this could be just an accident, what we're seeing. And a lot of people didn't believe it, but I think that's what we seen on the video was an accident. And the crime is possibly covering up the accident. Excuse me. But the photo of the party does collaborate with the video that we're seeing, the new video that's out. That's what I believe. I believe a couple of them photos of the party were real, of that night of the accident. But people flooded the YouTube with fake videos or fake photos of a party that happened, but not that night and not at that party, at a different place. And that's what I'm believing. Until they change my mind on what actually happened out there. But I've been getting a lot of people in my chat, and they pinpoint. We could pretty much pinpoint where these people have come from. Yes, our technology is that good. Are they still looking for other YouTubers in the Delphi case? Yes. Sheriff Carter has put out a new 5 of the most evilest people in the world in the Delphi case. And there is a woman on that list. I wonder who he had on that list. I wonder. Let me check and see if the people I'm waiting for to go live are live. Something's up when the sheriff, the constable, or whatever his name, whatever he is, Doug Carter puts out a list of the 5 most evilest people. And then he apologized to one of the people. I think he was talking to these people and said, sorry that your name is on that list. Now, I believe it was probably somebody that could have been helping try to cover up the Delphi case, possibly. Possibly. I am not seeing the person that. Oh, wait, let me check up here. Notification to see. Yeah, I'm not seeing her live yet. Is today the 7th? Yeah, it's the 7th. Oh, tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. That's who I was waiting for. Ooh, this is going to be good. I'm going to have to watch this. The Joe Rogan show. Roger Waters tells the tragic story of Sid Barrett. I gotta watch this. I'm a big fan of the original. Guitar Center, the greatest guitar event on earth. Guitar Center. You wanted the best. We got the best. We're sorry Kiss could not be here tonight. So we got Guitar Center. Well, I gotta watch this, but I don't want to be struck for watching it, so I'm gonna have to wait. Ah, Thumb Thug, my homie friend, how you been? Hope you're having a great night. I'm trying to. I'm just waiting for some people that I thought were going live tonight, but they're not going live tonight. And then I'm casting out demons and throwing holy water on stuff, breaking curses and all these things going on. I hope you're safe, Thumb Thug. I hope you're safe. Hope you're feeling good, doing well. What do you think about the new video that's out? It all lines up, Thumb Thug. It all lines up with the photo that is out that shows way in the distance a car going into the lake. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Thumb Thug, she's in all the crime channels, in the chat rooms. Nice lady. I think people are shocked. And like I said before, I don't think they'll be happy with just a accident. There'll always be someone out there that think it was something other than an accident. And it very well could have been something more than just an accident, but it started off as just an accident. I think it shows it was an unfortunate accident. What do you think, Johnny? I think the same thing, Miss Thumb Thug. I think it was an accident that turned into a crime by either being not reported or covered up, or Kylie Rodney was by herself in that vehicle. And the last phone call that she made was possibly trying to get help. And a lot of people can't see that our technology has come so far that these cell phones are waterproof. Uh, and would there have been enough time for her to get her phone and make one call? Yes. And in the video, you can see that that car floats on top of the water for a good minute, 2 minutes before it sinks completely. And that would have gave her enough time to try and make a phone call. And I believe the photo that was taken at Poser Campground, the original marking on the Google map, when you pull up Google, you'll see a green dot that says Poser Lake Campground. I believe that's where they were partying, not right behind the road where she went off, where she drove into the lake. And the photo matches up with the video that we're seeing, the car going in the lake there. So I believe, and I don't even think that person that took the photo actually realized what they had until all this blew up. They were just looking at a photo of a bunch of kids in a group with headlights shining on them. But if you look past that, way in the distance, there's a headlights that appear to have gone in the water and created a overspray. When something heavy hits the water, it throws up a spray, and that's what was illuminating around the light to make it look like there was a whole bunch of lights, but there really wasn't. It was just illuminating the water. The headlights were. So what are we seeing? I don't know what we're seeing. I think it was an accident. No. Could it have been a staged accident? Well, anything is possible, folks. We weren't there. We don't know. But all the evidence is pointing towards an accident that possibly became a crime when nobody reported it. And that would have made it a crime. Now, is it possible someone else was driving the car and little Kylie Rodney was passed out? Yes, very possible. The driver escaped and couldn't get her out. That is possible. But how did it start? It started from an accident. It was just an accident. Somebody made a mistake. And if Kylie Rodney was the only one in that vehicle, she was the last in line of the big group of people that left the party. And that is why no one seen her vehicle except for the person that took the photo at Poser Lake Campground, and they probably didn't even know what they witnessed until all this blew up real big. You know, she was the last vehicle in line. The car went in the water, and that's why no one's seen anything except for the photo that was put out. The other photos were mainly photos of a different party at a different lake. So, yeah. What do you think, Thumb Thug, about that? Let me see what Raphael has to say. Johnny, you can't see Bo Diddley Squat in that video. Yes, you can. It was an accident, stage non-accident. You're right. Thumb Thug, if you're still out there, or anybody with any kind of intelligence other than Raphael, we're all stupid to Raphael. But do you think that makes sense? I think there's two pieces of evidence out there that people didn't want to see. One was the video of the fire cam, which you can watch that fire cam all day long if you want. Everyone's like, they must have just put that fire cam out there. No, that fire camera out there has been out there for many years. The fire camera that the video shows Kiely's vehicle going in the water has been there for many years. And they didn't line up the photo. The one real photo, there's a couple photos out there that were real, I believe, and was of the night of the party at Poser Lake Campground. It's okay to have a different opinion. Yes, it is, but to Raphael, it's. Oh, you mean me? Sure, it is. Oh, you mean you? Anybody. It's okay for people to have a different opinion. And it's okay for Raphael to have his opinion. But Thumb Thug, if you're new here, Raphael likes to get upset once in a while and say things. Now, unfortunately, you know what though? I'm going to be honest with you folks, and I know this sounds pretty crazy, but I'm hoping that it was just an accident compared to some of the theories that we've been hearing about gory sacrifices and gang rapes and stuff that some of these people. Now, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Them kind of things do happen on Earth. But do I think I would rather it have been an accident than she succumbed to something very evil and bad. Can we agree on that, folks? And that that sounds wrong, hoping that this young lady just made a bad decision, or whoever was driving the vehicle or whatever. It's just heartbreaking, and I hope her family finds an answer they seek, and hopefully some. Yes, you're right, Thumb Thug. You're right. And, a lot of people can't figure out that the family would know first. Can we agree on that? That if the authorities knew what happened, and even the autopsy and everything, don't you think the family would know first before social media that either she succumbed to something other than just an accident? Is it a coincidence that the family got the body back so soon? Well, that told me a couple things, maybe, possibly. was that it was an accident. And the proof showed it was an accident, that they had. Uh, Meaning Kiely's autopsy. Uh, because it don't make sense if it was a giant cover-up criminal thing and it was nothing and it was brutal or whatever. You think that the FBI would have stopped, would have stepped in and said, we want to look at the body. We want to do an autopsy on the body. We want a second opinion. This is a high profile case. A lot of people coming down on a lot of people. And you think if it was anything other than an accident, the FBI would have came in and said, we're taking over. Does that make sense to you folks? Anyone out there? Yes, I had pizza. Pepperoni. And I didn't eat the whole pizza. I gave some to my little brother. Does it make sense of what I just said? Can anybody out there comment? Or am I way off? If I'm way off, I'll have to go through my figures again. And all the evidence and videos and all the crap. The only thing I can think of is why they released the bodies so fast. Is maybe it is a cover-up, or maybe it's just the evidence showed that it was an accident and it was a drowning. And, no one even thought that it could have been the government knew exactly what happened, but they wanted to show us how a feeding frenzy occurs and how a case gets so twisted on social media. You remember the sheriff of Poser Lake, whatever lake it's called, saying that they would like to talk to Mr. Upchurch, that they didn't want a feeding frenzy to occur. But what happened? Well, they started a feeding frenzy. When something as simple as an accident and the family was grieving at that turned into she was gang raped and sacrificed, and it was some kind of a ritual and everything. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that ain't possible, because we've seen enough of that on Earth. Can we agree to that? For these people to turn a blind eye and say it's not real, that these gang things, rapes or whatever, or rituals and sacrifices don't happen on Earth, is the devil himself trying to say that it ain't real. Well, I call bull crap, Satan. These things do happen on Earth, and there ain't nothing wrong with having that kind of a theory. Not at all. Not on the Earth that we live in. No. It's very possible. But I'm thinking what we seen was an accident, and her last ditch effort was to contact somebody to try and help her. Was there enough time? Yes. Yes, I believe there was. Do I believe that young lady might have tried to escape out the back hatch as it was sinking? Yes, it's possible. And for these people to come up and say that it was automatically criminal because she was found in the back of the vehicle is FUBAR. Because that young lady probably tried to do everything she could to stay alive. Pitch dark, cold, cold water. And do I think she could have made it back to that area by herself? Yes. Do I think she could have made it back to that area if she drowned and actually was floating in the car? Yes. Yes, I do. And we've seen that before in drowning vehicles we've seen vehicles go into the water and not flip over. So AWP is also wrong on certain things because I've seen enough footage of vehicles that have drove straight into the lake and never flipped over. They were never found for 20, 30 years, but the car never flipped over. It drove right into the lake and stayed upright. So even they got things wrong. You know, not every car acts the same. Not every car is built the same. And certain cars have certain safety features on them, and certain cars don't. Yellow onions, Monterey Jack, mozzarella, fresh. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds real good. But I think that's what we're seeing a bunch of, like I said, I got a feeling that the sheriff's department's going to come out November 1st and say something, and people ain't going to be happy with it was just an accident. And you know what? If it was just an accident, I will be happy that it was an accident. God rest her soul. It's horrible to say, but I would rather much be an accident than this young lady went through some gruesome, evil hazing. You know, I don't know, call me funny that way, but. And I do agree with Thumb Thug. It is heartbreaking, especially probably for the family. But now there's so much stuff out about the family. Giant cult that they belong to. You know, is it possible? Well, sure. We've seen enough cults on Earth, haven't we? You remember that cuckoo running around that killed Sharon Tate, the movie star, and 8 other people? Manson, the Jonestown thing with Jim Jones or whatever his name was. Uh, Numerous church cults that have done massive suicides. Scientology, people popping up dead all the time. There cults, yes. I'm not saying their family belongs to one, but is it possible? Yeah. And that's what people don't take in consideration when they're trying to solve a case is anything, and I mean anything, is possible. Anything. And people just don't have an open mind to see that. Why? I don't know. I have no idea why they don't, but they don't. They don't see it. Like I said, I hope that it was an accident, other than anything gory that we've been hearing on YouTube. And you know what's funny is AWP even came out and said this might just be an accident, guys. But somehow even AWP got caught up in the whirlwind. How? I don't know. Money, I guess. Ain't it the root of all evil? Yeah, I don't know. But what can you do? I do want to give a shout out to Chris Stapleton, who I just found out wrote Your Man, not Jason Turner. It was Chris Stapleton that wrote that song. And shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to him. Great song. So I am drinking lemon water, cucumber, and sitting back watching everything. The Blue Oyster one. Raphael, the Blue Oyster Cult. So we'll see November 1st, unless there's some dramatic change in the case. And I do want to say, like I said before, thank God we said that in the first videos that we made, that folks, this could just be a simple thing as is she was intoxicated and made the wrong turn. You noticed all the other vehicles stayed on that road out of there. They didn't veer off like she did and go down by the water. They stayed on that horseshoe, that big giant U-turn there. They stayed on that path and went down to take that shortcut to the neighborhood. Kiely's car was the last car, and it made the wrong turn. She's been there numerous times. Was she drinking? Maybe. Was she on drugs? Maybe. Maybe a lot of things. Maybe she wasn't driving and someone else was that wasn't familiar with that area and made the wrong turn and accidentally drove into the lake, panicked, made it out of the vehicle, but could not get her. A lot of questions going on. Where's Kiely's phone? Well, I would start looking on the lake. If the phone is not in that lake, then that phone's got to be somewhere. But I'm guessing it's probably at the bottom of Poser Lake, covered in soot. And I have the feeling it was in the vehicle, but when they flipped the vehicle over, it fell out. And that's what I believe. Did they make mistakes? No, not if it was an accident and the police had the evidence showing that it was an accident and sat back and watched all these YouTubers come up with all these theories, which there really is no bad theory. All the theories are theories that possibly could happen. But I think they sat back and they watched. And they watched the circus. And now they're probably going to come out and tell you folks that you folks created a mass psychosis amongst YouTube when it was just an accident. Maybe we all had our theories. We all thought suspicious. It seemed suspicious. We all did. But some of us said, we think we'll wait until the autopsy's over with and the investigation is over with. Of course, we made our theories because there is no wrong theory. Because we were led to believe on YouTube that she was kidnapped. We were led to believe that it was nothing other than she wanted to get away from the madness, which I would believe that if she was as talented as she was. And Kiely was a beautiful young woman. I wouldn't blame her for trying to get away from it. We were led to believe these were the things that were going on. So we all had our theories. It could be foul play, it could be this. But then once we started hearing that she never made it home that night, and once some people started saying we need to get a team out there and start looking in the water, is only when AWP came in to the whole picture. So even AWP could be trolling the crime community channels. I don't know. Possible. The madness of Lake Tahoe. Yeah. Now there's people saying that ain't Kiely Rodni's vehicle that drove into the lake in that footage, the brand new footage that's out. Yeah. Well, if it ain't Kiely Rodni's vehicle, whose was it? And then we have to start looking at, well, maybe the old saying around there at Poser Lake, what goes into the lake stays into the lake. Well, there's people saying that there's over 200 people that have come up missing in that area. You might want to start looking in Poser Lake. What do you think? Any of my viewers out there, what do you think? If that wasn't Kiely's vehicle that drove into that lake, it was someone else's, that means there's another car down there, right? That's what I would think. Now, Raphael might have hit it right on the button. The madness of Lake Tahoe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, folks. You know what? At this point, I would believe anything. If they come out and say it was a hazing, I would believe it. If they come out and say it was a gang rape, I would believe it. If they come out and say it was an overdose, I would believe it. If they come out and say it was an accident, I would believe it. But what made it a crime was the cover up. And now you got to bring them all in, all 300 strong. That was at that party. So what are we going to see from the police? I don't know. It might have been just an accident, folks, like a lot of people thought at first. But then it just blew up into a giant crap show on YouTube. Just like the Summer Wells case, just like the Delphi case, and so many other cases. And what are we seeing? We're seeing these people damage couch potato investigators, YouTube couch potatoes. It's like Ted Nugent saying, how could this happen in our country? I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. How could this be happening in our country? I don't know. But I would suggest that the government do their job and put some more cameras out there, like Poser, whatever they want to pronounce it. And then you got to look at the tow truck driver's footage. We want to see that footage. Was there any footage at all? Or was it somebody trying to get their 15 minutes of fame? Was there even any video that showed the tow truck driver and whoever was with Kiely? Was that video the day before the party, the day of the party? And now you got to bring in witnesses. You got to get people to prove that Kiely Rodni left that party by herself in the vehicle and nobody was with her. You got to prove that it wasn't a staged accident. You got to prove it. Meaning someone else, something happened, and like a lot of people are thinking, they panicked. Well, we've seen that in a lot of cases where something was an accident and they panicked. And I think the Wells family, I think in their own little way, were trying to explain that it was an accident what happened this summer, but they panicked. And what would have been just an accident, people would have frowned on it. People probably would have felt bad for the Wells family. But being that they got no body and they created GoFundMe's and everything, I think if you listen to what they say, little clips, you could pick it. In their own way, they're trying to tell us what happened. But they ain't coming out and just saying, hey, it was an accident, we panicked. And, you're getting little bits here and there. I don't know. Could be. And I think that's what we're seeing in the Kiely Rodni case, is they're trying to tell us that it was an accident. No one meant any harm. There was no intent to do any harm. It was an accident. And they panicked. And maybe the family has evidence that it was an accident and there was nobody intent to hurt little Kiely. Hello, Ombek. How are you, Ombek? How are you doing? I made a video for you for your birthday. If you go on YouTube and type in Ombek Pecky Peck, it shows my video. Happy birthday. It was a great live and a great birthday party you had last night. I hope you didn't drink too much. Ombek, are you one of these contest eaters where you join contests and you eat a lot of food? This young lady, Ombek Pecky Peck, she ate just about a whole half of a giant watermelon on her show last night. She loves her watermelon. Thank you for coming last night. Ombek, thank you for having me. But one of these days I will go on your channel. And one of these days I will find time to figure out this dang OBS and StreamYard so I can go one day on your channel and one day you can come on my channel and one day, hopefully soon, I can figure this out. Yes, and plus I'm shy. I'm back. I'm shy. I don't want to make a mistake on your channel. I don't want to do a song on your channel and make a mistake. I'll go check the. Yes, I just kept. I did a video. I said happy birthday to him, Pecky Peck, and I played a couple songs, just monkeying around on guitar. But I kept telling people to go to your channel and wish you a happy birthday. So, yeah. But it was a great birthday party, and you really love to you you love watermelon. I never seen a little tiny woman like that eat so much. But I think we're getting closer to little Kylie maybe crossing over. Maybe this will put her at peace. You know, maybe she's thinking, maybe she's happy we found her. And I do have to say it was a fast case and solved real soon, or at least she was found real fast compared to some of the cases we've been watching on YouTube. You can rest your eyes now, baby. You can cross over. Each day we're getting closer to putting you to rest. We'll never forget the smiles on your face. And I do have to say, a lot of people forget a lot of things in this case. And I do agree with a lot of these channels that little Kylie was experienced at driving a vehicle for her age in four-wheelers. But little Kylie Rodni was not experienced in a vehicle sinking to a bottom of 55 deep lake. And God rest her soul now. And finally, she can rest in peace. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? Amen to that. No. Of course, Raphael is going to say no. If there's one person that is not going to agree, it's Raphael. Well, that's what I believe. I believe she's happy now. We found her. AWP found her, but you know what? A lot of YouTubers helped find her because they kept the story out there. Although some of their stories were crazier than a $2 bill, at least they kept the heat going in the case. And if you look at it, it was a pretty fast case, open and close or whatever, meaning they found the body pretty fast. But we were led on what other people were thinking, which was she was kidnapped, and that is very possible. And is Sammy to blame for thinking maybe she was kidnapped? No, not at all. That's a very good theory because that happens on the earth that we live on, folks. So it's not a bad theory. A lot of people thought that. Why? Because we all been watching the Summer Wells case, the Delphi case, where trafficking was brought up by Don and the family. She might have been trafficked or whatever, so that was not a bad. Now, does it mean Sammy is guilty? No, not at all. At that time that this case happened, there's been a lot of trafficking going on. So, yes, it's possible. There is no wrong theory because every theory is possible, unless they said they jumped in a spaceship and took off to the moon. Something within reason is plausible or possible. What are you doing, YouTube, on your TV? What are you doing, YouTube, on your TV? Yes, I'm doing also YouTube, or I'm doing gaming videos, but I'm using my big giant TV to do game videos. I only use my big giant TV special occasions, these video games, or investigating a case where I can put photos up on this big screen and blow it completely up to where I see things that people don't see. And I'm like, did you see this in the photo? No. Well, they're all looking on a little tiny phone. You ain't going to be able to see nothing on a little tiny phone. You need a big TV screen, a 32, 45-inch TV screen, or a 73-inch. Like I got there, high definition. You put a photo on that or a video on that big screen I got, and by golly, the Gabby Petito case. I watched that video of the people that found her vehicle parked, and in that video, I watched it on my big screen, and there was someone that said, "Did you see a door shut?" They were asking questions in the chat. Did you see a door shut in that video? And I said, well, let me put the video on my big screen and I'll check it out. And sure crap, Once I blew the photo up and put it on this 73-inch TV, as plain as day, you can see that back door on Gabby's van shut. Somebody was in that van and didn't want to be seen. So, yeah, looking on a little tiny phone screen, you ain't going to get the big picture of the whole thing. You ain't going to get the real details because it's going to be so small. You got to blow that photo up. So, what do? We sit back and we wait until November 1st, until the police release all the information. I imagine if it was anything horrific, that the police would have already came out and said this was a real sick situation and it was a homicide, and they would have let people know this is a investigation. It's gone from this to this. If it was anything, as most of these people were saying, you think you would have seen FBI come in and say, you're done with this case, we're taking it over, because we suspect either foul play or corruption in the case, you know. And we might still see that, folks, before all is said and done. We might see the big dogs come in, FBI and other branches, and say, we want to take a look at this. You know, if it ain't what they're claiming it is, you know. And all glory goes to God right off the bat. You know, all glory to God. And God knows all. Right? Do you have a police scanner? No, Spencer. I do not have a police scanner. Nope, no need for it. I guess I should get one because I do have a couple drones, and I might be able to get footage of stuff going on in town or whatever. One year here, a couple of years back, there was a big police chase out here. They were looking for some guy on a crotch rocket. Uh, and he took the police on a wild goose chase, like 8 police cars. And guess what happened? I accidentally pulled out in front of all this. And that's no joke. And I even came home and did a video on it on YouTube, telling the police in Woketville, because they were heading towards Woketville, and I'm only like 5 minutes away from where this occurred. I was at my mother's coming home, and I hear this crotch rocket coming down the street. I'm like, holy crap, that dude is flying. And he locked the brakes up right in front of me and skid probably about 100 feet to make the turn where I was coming out of. And I was like, this dude, what is going on? And sure crap, here come over the hill there on 20, on Interstate 20 out here. Just 8 cops, just sirens, screaming like crazy. Well, they were on their way to Woketville. He was taking the back road. That's why he locked up his brakes, so he can get off of 20 and try and lose the cops. down the side road. That's all her. And I came home and I went live. I'm like, hey, there's some idiot heading towards Wokeville doing 120 miles an hour with 8 cops following him. He's on his way to Wokeville. They caught him. It was on the news. I didn't catch him. The police did. I just did a video on it, letting people know if you're on this road, get off the road, because some idiots flying down the road on a motorcycle. So, what do you folks think the police are going to release to us on November 1st in the Kiely Rodni case? Anybody? Anybody? Purple Exodome is live. I like her. Does she have blonde hair, Raphael? I'm wondering if she has blonde hair. I think I know who he's talking about. my streak on a girl. I got a woman wanna ball all day. I got a woman, she won't be true, no. I got a woman, stay drunk all the time. I got a little woman, she won't be true. Sunday morning when we go down to church, we both stand in line. I think we're seeing a lot of crazy stuff on YouTube because something's up. They're trying to take our mind off of something that's going on in our country. I think they're trying to cover something up that's going on YouTube. I think YouTube is more dangerous than people really believe. And I think the government has come out and tried to tell us, hey, YouTube is a very dangerous place. It's like walking out the door of your house and you live in a bad neighborhood. Beck, are you still watching? I thought you were going live tonight at 11, Beck. See all your bright across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going. And I don't know. I think we're seeing a lot of bad everywhere, even where I live. Do I think their churches are screwed up? I think so. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of these people, even that live around me here. Uh, you know, we even got church problems here, folks. Cults, evil people that think they're divine, above all others. It's all over the place. We even get it in this small little town. You know, I've even had people that live here in this apartment complex come into my chats. So, yeah, anything is possible when it comes to covering up evil, drugs, sex, prostitution, anything evil, anything is possible. Even scamming the people. And that goes for churches too. I don't know. It's 1:30 in the morning. You folks have a good night. I'm going to be going to bed here soon. And I'm done staying up this madness. This ain't our madness. This is other people's madness that they have projected upon us. Yep. I'm sticking with the Bible is real, folks. And Armageddon is coming, and the war against good and evil. I think the government's flipping out because they can't stop it. And praise Jesus, and glory goes to God. Now, you folks have a good night. Be safe. And remember, if you're going to be an investigator, I hope you have an open mind because anything is possible. And that's probably all the advice I can give. And don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. And thank God I didn't stick my neck out and say, I know what happened to her. Because we went through that with the Summer Wells case where they created fake phone calls and fake stuff to prove a point, not to believe everything you hear on YouTube. And they actually did that in the Summer Wells case. And what did we also see it in? The Delphi case. So it's a war against good, against evil. We'll let God handle it, right? Put it in God's hands. He'll fight our battles for us. Amen. Now, you folks have a good night. Be safe.